Hello, my name is Franklin and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you this little heads up on this Caterpillar 259B3. I'm sure some of the other models of the Skidsteer have the exact same thing. If you look here at the muffler, you'll notice that it's missing the exhaust pipe here that comes up and out and shoots the exhaust out the back. And here is a new one. See how long this pipe is right here that comes up? It's where it bolts on. It's actually a very heavy-duty muffler, but the exhaust pipe comes off. And out of the 6 times, I've done 6 so far this year. The problem with is that usually this hose right here gets burned up. You see how it's all brittle right now? It's close to burning up here also. And it shoots out hydraulic oil until the machine cuts off. That's how bad it gets. But in this case, that didn't happen. In this case, it never got to completely burn up. You can see it started. But in this case, all the exhaust, since this was off, was staying inside the machine. And it was getting hot. It was sucking the soot. You see all of this black soot right here? It was sucking that soot up in here, up through the radiator and clogging up the bottom, so the bottom's full of black soot. And then right here on this side, you can't see the angle, but is the air filter. So all the black soot got sucked into the air filter and clogged the air filter up as well. So it started shutting down. So what I did was, of course, notice that when I bought a new one. Now, this one seems to be pretty reinforced, so I think it's a good chance that Caterpillar has repaired them, or made an upgrade, because it seemed to be a little bit more stronger in that particular area. So I think it was around $400 for the new one. I'll check and make sure on that price. Okay, now to lift this up, it's got a little clip here. You push it in and this thing will come up. Okay, so what I've done is I've moved these hoses out of the way. These hoses were right, one was here and one was here. I took them off and tucked them in over here because they were in my way, so it won't bother me. And I took this cover off here, and I unplugged this right here, which is going to be your sensor, so I can get to it easily. Now I've already unbolted the muffler. It had one bolt here, one nut here, and it had one bolt right here, and it had 3 bolts on these. The top 2 came out fairly easily. They are 15 millimeter, but they are very, very corroded. You know, this is the exhaust, so they got really, really hot, and they're lock nuts. The bottom one, I fooled with it for a day and ended up getting it off with a chisel and a hammer. I pulled these hoses out of the way and I put a chisel down through there and I just banged it. I had to make sure the chisel was really sharp, and I crossed it with a hammer and tapped it, the chisel, chipped out until it just busted in pieces. The problem was the bolt broke off inside, so I'm going to have to drill and extract one of the bolts. This one here is already loose. Let's put that back where it was, like that. So this one I'm going to have to take off. You can see how it broke. You can see how bad it is, and it's off. So I'm going to install the new one now, but first I'm going to drill this here and put an extractor in it, because the bottom one, I fooled with it for a day. It was just not coming out. Oh, the other thing is you got to be real careful, because the bolts, since it is so hot all the time, the edges of the bolt rounded off. So a 12 point wrench is not very good. You have to find a wrench with a hex. They're very uncommon, but they exist. With a hex box end wrench, 13 millimeter. That's the only way you're going to get these out, because they get rounded off as soon as you try to tighten it up, loosen it up a little bit. They get rounded off. But PB Blaster, use a hex box end wrench and you can get them off. There's no room for a socket of any size. Not even waste your time. Also consider cutting off the pipe, but the pipe's really thick. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to extract that I'll put the new muffler back on, and then the customer himself, he will clean this radiator out himself. He'll change his own air filter, so we're not going to worry about that. I just wanted you to know, if you have one of these machines, please check your hoses here. This hose will have to be replaced, but make sure you have this piece here on your muffler, because who knows how long it's been gone. You're sitting up in the front operating the machine, digging, picking up, unloading and stuff. You don't know what's going on back here. This hose here melts and it sprays out all that hydraulic oil at 4,000 psi. It's just spraying everywhere. They're usually soaked. I've done 6 of these, and 3 of them had this hose completely burned up. The machine ran until it cut off because the operator doesn't know that it's spraying out all over the place. He can't see what's going on back here. Look at all this. So it sprayed out until the machine went completely empty. And then of course the machine stopped itself, so he got to see what's wrong with it. That's when he's seen oil all over the place. And then they called me. So that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out, and then we'll install the muffler back. Okay, I'm back. I ended up putting a brand new muffler on. You see, they look like it's been repaired, but it's supposed to be a brand new one. And I ended up having to drill out the bottom bolt because these 2 came out really easy. There's a third one on the bottom that broke off, and I had to use the Dremel tool. I had to use this right here because what happened was the bolt that was broken off, I drilled a hole, put in an extractor, and then the extractor broke off. So the only way to get an extractor out is to use the Dremel tool, and this came with a bunch of tips, like 20 or 30 pieces of it. It's diamond tip bits, and I used first the cone shaped one to drill a hole into the broken extractor, and I used this right here to kind of eat all the hole around because I used the drill bit first, but it wouldn't touch it. I kept buying bits and everything, and I got this from Harbor Freight for $40, $39 I think it was, and I cut it on and I turned it all the way up, and with that little diamond bit thing right there, it just drilled right through that little extractor. Just drilled holes all through it until it was all gone, and then I drilled around the open hole of the nut, and then I put the extractor in and pulled it out. So it came out great. So then I bought all new bolts, put new bolts in it. I got the radiator there. I changed this hose right there, took the radiator out, took it and got it cleaned, and now we need to put antifreeze in it, and we should be good to go. You see this hose here is all kind of burned up a little bit. That's because this here was missing and all the heat was just blinding up. You can see where it's all black right there still. It's supposed to be yellow like this, but since there was no exhaust pipe, it was all staying inside, and this here was completely covered up with soot also. And I ended up having to get a new air filter because I got it on Amazon. We had to get a new air filter because it kept sucking in the soot, and then the filter was black and dark. And the number that was on the filter, we just put it in the Amazon, and it came up. It came up as a replacement, and it was like $30. And O'Reilly's wanted $130 for it, so it came up for $30 on Amazon. So it worked out really good. If you need a number, just send me an email. But everything else, man, it's dirty. They need to wash it. But other than that, we're good to go. Hello everyone, I'm back again. I wanted to thank you very much for watching my channel. I want to take a second please to hit that like button if you don't mind, and if you are not a member of my channel, please subscribe to my channel. We got a lot more coming. Thanks again, and peace.